In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the enterprise platform PublisherLT to exchange information from ShipConstructor to HGG CNC profiles, as well as other profiling machines that we support. So the very first thing to do is to double click on the PublisherLT shortcut that comes with the installation. Then you have to connect to the project that has the data that you want to exchange. And then you have the PublisherLT general user interface. So the next step is to change your output directory. So in essence, we are going to be creating what ends up being a DXF file with all the information that HGG needs to automatically cut your profiles. And you want to select a directory where you want the output files to be. So typically what customers have been doing is that they've been setting this output directory to be a location on the network where your operator, your HGG operator, can consume this information. So you would generate this information into this file format, into this folder, and then your operator on the production floor would just go to that folder structure to actually pull the profiles that they need to cut. So it ends up being one central location for all these outputs. So once you set that, you now have to load the parts that you want to create these to exchange, that you want your HEG machine to process. So it's not going to be on your whole project because as you're most likely building a modular construction, you have a particular deliverable that you need to create or work package. So if you click Load Manager, the load manager has all these options, but for this case, we want to select parts, which are the profiles. And then depending on your project, you can specify specific ones, which becomes a little more difficult. But the way that most people package it is, or your work package usually goes by assembly. So if we select assembly and then go select specific. So now, in essence, we're selecting an assembly, which is usually the work package that we're delivering. And what will happen here is it will select all the profiles that is in that assembly. So for example, if I pick 0200, which is my double bottom, and click OK, what loads in here is all the parts that are in my double bottom. So say that's my work package that I'm delivering. So you can select as much or as little as you want depending on your build process. So the next step is now simply to select the operation of generating these CNC files these files that can be used by the HGG profiling machine. So what you can see is that there are some plates in here and there's a bunch of flat bars and stiffeners. So what you could do is that you can filter it down so you only have your profiles and don't have your plates. But our system is smart enough that if you're trying to create a profile CNC file from a plate, it will ignore it. So you don't have to worry about selecting it. So it makes it a little bit easier on the selection. So if you select all using the Control A here, or you can actually just, if you want, select the first one and shift click to select the last one. Then you want to go to Operations, click on Select. And this is the default operations that come with the default install. So you might have more, you might have less. But one of the ones that we define, part of the template right out of the box, is this profile cut DXF, and that's the file format or the file format for the exchanging of information from ShipConstructor to your CNC profile. So we select that, and then pretty much we're done. We click on Run. So what's happening now is that the enterprise platform is opening up AutoCAD with ShipConstructor and converting creating those files for those profiles into a format that can actually be read by the HGG. So depending on the number of profiles that you've selected will determine how long this process can take. But it can take anywhere from 15 seconds to a few minutes. As you can see, for the profiles that I've created, I'm already done. And in essence, from your typical workflow, you can consider yourself done. There's no extra work for producing this information. So if we want to see what information is produced, if we just go to the folder that we selected initially, these are all the files that it generated. So these are all there'd be one file for every profile that I selected initially. So if I just want to open one of them, just to see how it looks, it's just a normal DXF file. But there's a lot of data and a lot of information in here that is specific to exchanging between ShipConstructor and the profile CNC machines. So you might not see it, but this is not just a typical DXF. So just to kind of give you an idea, you can see that we have the solid, but we also have the profile. When you have end cuts, we have special end cut information. If it was a bent pipe, we would have the inverse bend line if that was an option that you want to select. So we in essence have this DXF, which is can be read directly from HGG. So again, this is just an operation you didn't have to do of opening the files. So in essence, what would have to happen here is that once these files are generated, your operator on your that's working your HGG profile machine would just have to open these DXF files in the application, and it would automatically cut the profile. And this is with the end cuts, the trims, the cutouts, and even doing the marking if that is what your CNC profile machine can support. So in essence, it was that simple, that easy, and yeah, hopefully that was useful.